Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this little water bottle right here. This is the Camelbak Eddy. And this particular size is the 750 milliliter size, which is just fine, a good size. And, some of you may be thinking, Nick, you review knives and pens and watches. What's up with this? Well, this is another part of your EDC. Hydration is good. Without it, you die. It's kind of important, right? And for a lot of people in a lot of jobs, it's a good idea to have water with you if you're talking out loud or, frankly, if you're out in the sun and the heat, whatever. So this is an important part of your EDC, even if a lot of people don't think about it. And it's probably a better approach to use a reusable bottle rather than, certainly, than buying multiple disposable bottles or even buying a disposable bottle and using it forever until it dies, which is my usual approach to life. So I picked this guy up for the channel, and I'm kind of glad I did. It's a good choice. Let's do some quick size comparison here. This is a Sharpie permanent sort of marker, so you can get a sense of the overall length here. This is a, oh, come here. Little Bic Click Stick pen to get another sense of the size here. Right, is a standard US quarter. Going on here, Spyderco Delica pocket knife, which is always a size comparison for me. And, yeah, so there you go. And then finally, the price on this guy was $12, which I can't really argue with, and I'll be coming up to that over and over again. So let's talk about the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly of this particular water bottle. Okay, so on the good side, first off, this guy comes with a straw built in, which is nice. A lot of people will charge you a little extra for a bottle with a straw, but this guy includes it. The straw also folds down nicely, which is good because that way you're not rubbing the thing that goes in your mouth on the generalized environment. Seems like a good approach to me, at least. Next beautiful thing about this guy is that, honestly, it's not going to spill down the front of you because it's got that straw in there. At least for me, drinking out of a large bottle like this is kind of a dangerous game. I'm very likely to lift it up and spill whatever the contents of what I'm drinking is right down the front of me in front of people. That's ugly, and I'm glad that I can avoid that by use of that straw. Next beautiful thing here. Not everybody's going to have that problem, I hope. Anyways, next beautiful thing is the capacity on this guy. To give you a sense, this is 750 milliliters as opposed to 591 in a generalized drink bottle. So this has a little bit more capacity there. This will get you through a meeting, no problem. Election, no problem. A little jaunt in the woods, no problem. It's got a nice amount. It's enough that you're fine going faucet to faucet, but not so much that you're dragging around 15 gallons of water every moment of your life. That's good. The handle on this guy is a beautiful thing as well. It's easy enough to grab. You can just grab it with a single finger there and take it with you there. But you can also hang a carabiner through it, no problem. And it also prevents the bottle from rolling, which is nice. This will hit whatever it's resting on and keep it from going across the room in the same way that a lot of your disposable bottles are very apt to do. So that's kind of nice. Next thing, there are plenty of colors to it. I'm a monochromatic sort of guy generally, but this guy, you got lots of options. Blue, orange, red, yellow, purple, whatever. So you can express yourself with your water bottle, your heart's content. Next thing here is that this is BPA free. It's bisphenol A. It's a nasty chemical. And in fact, if you look on the Camelbak website, you can see that they're certified by the state of California. For those of you around the world, California is populated in a large part by people who are really terribly scared of words with more than a couple of syllables. And so even if their chemists are unable to find a way that this gives you cancer, you're probably in good shape. I mean, don't get me wrong. I drink Mountain Dew, so I know what's going to kill me. But it's nice to know that it's not going to be this water bottle in all likelihood. Next thing, sorry, California. I know there are plenty of people who aren't scared of the world there. But, yeah. So, anyways, wide mouth for cleaning. That's important. That's not a political statement, actually. Fear isn't political. All fear is political. Okay, water bottles, Nick. Water bottles. It's got a nice wide mouth for cleaning, which means you can get a dish brush in there, no problem. You can get a bottle cleaner if you use a lot of bottles to clean. But it's also dishwasher safe, which is nice. You can throw either of these things on the top rack of the dishwasher and they'll clean up, no problem. The price on it is $12, which is great because that's, only, 3 or 4 of these pretentious bottles of water that you might be using, for a couple of weeks each, and this will last you way longer. And if something happens to it, you lose it, whatever, you're not out, $1 million. So that's kind of a beautiful thing. And then finally, it's lightweight. Completely empty. This guy comes in around Let's see if I can get this to balance. Maybe. 6.07 ounces, although you sure can't see that, so you're going to have to take my word on it, though. It's about 6 ounces empty, and that's great compared to some other bottles, which are like 16 ounces empty. That's kind of a beautiful thing. I like that when you finish drinking, this guy is pretty much not something you have to think about. Just throw it in your pack and forget it. So that's what's good about this guy. It's got a built-in straw. It won't spill down the front of you. It holds a fair amount of water. It's got a nice handle for carrying it. It's got a lot of colors. It's free of BPA and pretty much anything that science has figured out is going to kill you. Unless you put, like, I don't know, poison dart frogs in there. Then you're going to have a problem, but don't put poison dart frogs in your water bottle. It's got a wide mouth for cleaning and for getting out the poison dart frogs afterwards. It's dishwasher safe, and what the heck am I on about? It's $12 and it's pretty lightweight. Let's talk about what's great about this water bottle. Okay, so the great thing here is actually the straw for me, and that's because of the well, a lot of your straws that you find in water bottles are just open tubes, basically, into the bottle. And that's well and good. That's how straws generally work. But this guy has the Camelbak bite valve on there, which means that in this state, no water is coming out. In order for water to come out, you actually need to bite down. And then at that point, there's a hole which allows water to flow out of there. It's not a big deal for a lot of people, but it is for me. Because if you haven't noticed, I kind of talk with my hands a little bit. And so let's say I'm giving a presentation, I'm giving a lecture, something along those lines. And I got this guy in my hand because I need to drink some water. But then I got to make some really important point. I'm going to start gesturing. It's something I cannot prevent. It's a source of considerable danger in my life. And if I'm carrying a water bottle where the straw is free-flowing, the people in the first few rows may get wet. That's fine for SeaWorld, but that is absolutely not fine in a corporate environment. So the fact that this guy cannot spray water, no matter how frantically I'm gesturing, until it's in my mouth, is kind of a beautiful thing. This is probably not going to be a problem for you, but me being not a skilled man, that's a huge concern, a huge joy for me. So this is wonderful. This is a bottle you can gesture with and not have water spraying everywhere. I like that very, very much. Let's move on to the bad. So on the bad side, first and foremost, this guy has no insulation whatsoever. That's not a big deal, but it does mean that anything you put in this bottle has just begun a very rapid trip to the land of room temperature. Which means that if you're outside, you're going to be drinking hot water if it's hot, it's cold water if it's cold, etc. Just got to keep that in mind. It's not the end of the world, and most water bottles are not insulated at all. But, yeah, that's not something this guy's got going for it. Second thing is this doesn't do well with soda. The carbonated beverages will leak out. That's no good whatsoever. But again, I got this for water, not for soda. If I want soda, I'll put it in a soda bottle. Next thing, not the most durable thing ever in all likelihood. I mean, it's fine, but it's entirely made out of plastic. There's not really any particular metal in there. There's one screw that I haven't bothered taking the thing apart yet, but nonetheless, so this is not going to survive years and decades and centuries of use. But the thing is, it's $12, so if this lasts me a year and a half, and I buy another one in a year and a half, I still came out in the green on that, no concern there. So that's a beautiful thing. Next issue is that you need to suck to drink. And I don't mean that, like, you as a person need to suck. Like, you know, people who suck can use this water bottle just as well as people who don't. But you need to apply suction to the straw in order to drink from this guy. If you're a person who likes to just pour water into your mouth, like this, whether you suck or not, it's probably, this is going to frustrate you a little bit. So even if you're a good person, when you use this bottle, you're going to need to suck just a little bit. It's okay. A lot of people suck. That's a pessimistic worldview. Anyways, and then finally, the carrying handle on this guy does stick a little bit oddly off to the side, which makes it a little bit weird to slot into luggage or something like that. It's not the end of the world, certainly, but it is a bit strange. It provides the anti-roll protection. It provides an easy handle to grab, but that is something that's a little unusual relative to bottles that are much more streamlined, so to speak. So that's the bad side. There's no insulation. It doesn't work well with soda. It's probably not the world's most durable water bottle. You do need to suck on the straw in order to drink unless you untwist the cap. And the carrying handle does stick a little bit oddly off to the side. The ugly side of this guy is that the straw actually can the straw can leak a little bit if after you finish drinking, you don't bite for a second and kind of let the water jump back down into the bottle itself. Because if there's a little bit of water trapped up in here, and then you throw it in your pack and something compresses the straw, it might leak out just a little tiny bit. This is not something that's really a big concern. Frankly, it's probably not even ugly. But it is the only way that this can release a little bit of water into your pack that I am aware of, and it's something to keep in mind. The other thing that's gotten me a couple of times is that because there's a seal on the straw here, if you've got this guy at least partially full and you take the straw out, it's very easy for some water to remain in the straw and then drip out the moment that you lower the straw. So those are two things that you got to be a little more careful about here as a result of having that bite valve on there. Neither are the end of the world, and honestly, they're probably not actually ugly, but it's the closest thing I could find, and it is a little frustrating on occasion when you, say, spill water from the straw down the front of you and look like you had yourself a little accident. But anyways, let's go to the final conclusions here. Look, this is a pretty excellent choice right here for a water bottle, and at least for me, as far as I'm concerned, this is a solid gem. It's not perfect, but it's $12, and at that kind of a price, I can't really get too bent out of shape, because it's way better than your disposable bottles that you just use over and over again, refilling them. It's way better than some of your more expensive options, at least in my personal opinion. And it's a really solid little choice. It's got a whole lot more good and great than bad and ugly. So, at the end of the day, I recommend this. It's a gem. It's solid. And it's 12 freaking bucks. So if you buy one and you don't like it, boo-hoo, you're out 12 freaking bucks. That's okay. So this is a great thing to keep your water in, to keep your miscellaneous tea, your beverages in. Probably not so great for your poison dart frogs, but it is a really, really good sort of thing to check out. And I do highly recommend it in your process of maintaining an everyday carry of adequate hydration. Hope this has been interesting to you, that you have a well-hydrated and absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.